Hello and welcome back to SirKentSaid.com. So, we have got to talk about this week's episode of Halo from Paramount Plus on Amazon Prime. Um, I first want to get a personal thing out of my way. How the actual fuck are you going to kill off two of the only three black characters in the entire series in the same episode? First, and I should say spoilers right about now, but I think the fan base, from what I've been reading online, is pretty outraged about this already. So I think it's not a great big ass secret. But let's just say Bentley Kalu, Vanek 134, quite the strapping young man. And I have really got to get me some of those dress gym shoes. Genius. They kill him off, and Captain Jake Keys. Again, good looking salt and pepper dude, both dead in the episode. What the actual fuck? So, on Black History Month, I have to cry bullshit because that's both of them? Both of them. Both of them? So, yeah, I got issues with that. But we're going to move on and talk about why I made this video in the first place. Because if you've been rocking with me for a little while, you know that I am a fan of action. Not just action for the sake of action, but cinematography and how it's shot and how it's done. And if you're like me, you understand how difficult the famous or infamous Oneer, the one shot is. And there's a reason for that. And that's because it's so fucking difficult to do. If one person messes up, you pretty much have to start from scratch. And that costs money and time that you may not have. The one shot is a shot that seems to be one long take during a certain point in the movie. Or lately, some movies have actually shot the entire movie as one long take. And it's an impossible endeavor. And it takes skill, patience. And one of the traits of it is that the actors move about as they do. But the goal ultimately is to have the camera angle put you, us, as the viewer, in that moment in time. So constantly they're trying to get an overhead shot so you can see downrange of what's going on. And that is incredibly hard to do. But movies that have done it well have been movies such as Atomic Blonde, the staircase fight scene, Children of Men, the ambush car scene was a oneer. 1917, the entire movie was one long ass oneer, one shot. And Oh Boy, the classic. And those are just to name a few that, if you're into film, if you're into movies, how they're shot, if you're in the cinematography, if you're in the sound like I am, then you have seen some, if not all of these movies for that very fact. And if you haven't, you really should. And once again, depending on your living situation, invest in yourself. Get a good TV and a good sound bar or surround sound system. If you're in an apartment, you probably can't get a surround sound system, but they are making excellent sound bars that are really, really good, and you really should invest in them. So yeah, they pulled a oneer in this last episode of Halo, and it was actually pretty good. They you could tell the cuts, and if you're Some of them do it well enough to where you can't tell the cuts, but you can tell just a little bit. You can tell, and the cuts being like when the camera, when there's some movement and the camera goes into a person, that's a cut. And then when they cut back out, the scene is reset or they're facing the way they're supposed to. They've gotten into the position that you want them to. And then the camera moves into the position they want you, the viewer, to be in. So it's an undertaking. And to see them try this and do it well on a Paramount Plus program, dude, that's fucking epic. Um, I said it last week and I say it again. You cannot build a series around the video game angle of shooting through the scope and everything like that. You can't build a world. You can't build a series around just shit like that. And in this, they incorporated, while it being sci fi, you really felt like a little bit of combat in it. It was sci fi, but it was frenetic. You saw the effects of the plasma explosions nearby. You can understand how they burn the way they do. It was really, really good, and I really enjoyed this episode, except for coming off the two black guys, the two out of the three black guys. That kind of bothered me. Again, I am going to hold my rating for this series because it's only 4 or 5 episodes in so far. But this episode kind of shot it up a little bit. You're passing 7 right about now. Keep that shit up. And those are my thoughts. And I'll see you on the other side.